Welcome back to the Achilles channel, everyone. Today I wanted to talk about means to an end. What that means, how it's used, because it's a real issue that a lot of people just don't understand. They don't even see it. They don't know. Some things that they think are the ends is really the means. For example, I'm going to read from Saul Alinsky's Rule for Radicals, and the reason why I do this is because this is the progressive playbook. These are the tactics and strategies that they're using against the United States of America and the people to perpetrate a silent revolution in this country. This is the book and tactics and strategies that Barack Obama taught for 7 years. You do not teach something along these lines if you don't believe them. And if you read this book, you would hear this come out of Barack Obama's mouth every day. Every day. You dismiss this at your own peril. You ignore this because of your own ignorance. It's just a book. A lot of people have books. Yeah, but they don't teach people to do these things if they don't believe it. He believes it, he speaks it, he preaches it every day. You just have to read the book and you'll know. Some things people may think is an end, but it's really a means. Democracy is an end. Democracy is not an end. It is the best political means available toward the achievement of these values, the progressive values. Democracy is not an end. It's a means. That's going to come as a big surprise to a lot of Americans when they thought that this country was a democracy. No, this country is being transformed using democracy. You understand? Prop 8, did you notice that? The people voted, and then the court nullified their vote. Because we're not a democracy. You can't vote that way. You can't vote against a minority of the population. It's against our founding. Because we're not a democracy. You see? They're using it. And they'll go after our system saying, look, they're not listening to the people, the majority of the people. The majority of the people cannot vote for something that takes away from others, a minority group. You can't. That's what this country's founded on. But democracy is simply a means to a progressive end. Does anybody really know what that end is? No. I think I do. I know I do. But most people don't know what the true ends are. You must choose means, the means to your end, very carefully. You must see what everybody else agrees on and then grab that as a means. For example, Saul Alinsky recommends, remember, once you organize people around something as commonly agreed upon as pollution, then an organized people is on the move. Pollution, climate change, the environment. Do you see what I'm saying? The most powerful organization in this country is the EPA. They can do anything. Anything. They don't need laws. I mean, they don't need approval. They can do anything. The EPA. Now, this is a means. The climate change deal is a means. But to what end? To what end? Cleaner fuel? Cleaner fuel? Is that what it is? For a cleaner environment? Is that what they're telling you? Is that what we are to believe? Or is that a means as well? Getting rid of fossil fuels is a means to their end of cheaper, cleaner fuel? What's that? Wind and solar? That's proven that you can't sustain this country on wind and solar? You just can't. So what is the real ends? This is a couple of quotes from many, many quotes I've read. But these quotes tell you what their true means are. I mean, their true ends are, I'm sorry. Complex technology of any sort is an assault on human dignity. It would be little short of disastrous for us to discover a source of clean, cheap, abundant energy because of what we might do with it. Armory Lovins, Rocky Mountain Institute. The prospect of cheap fusion energy is the worst thing that could happen to the planet. Jeremy Rifkin, Greenhouse Crisis Foundation. Giving society cheap, abundant energy would be the equivalent of giving an idiot child a machine gun. Paul Ehrlich. These are quotes. Jeremy Rifkin, Greenhouse Crisis Foundation. Now, he says that giving the prospect of cheap fusion energy is the worst thing that could happen to the planet. Well, Mr. Greenhouse Crisis Foundation, isn't that the goal? To get cheap energy? Clean energy? No. That's the goal they're telling us. That's the ends that they're telling us. Cheap energy for a better planet. It's not. It's lowering the population on the planet is the true goal. Clean, cheap, abundant energy because of what we might do with it. Armory Lovins. What we might do with it. You know what we might do with it? We might have a better standard of living. And with a better standard of living comes higher populations. People are comfortable. People have children. People have wealth. Because they have energy. Energy. This country is built on energy. Runs on energy. They're looking to lower the population. How do you do that? How do you create policies to do that? You create a world government. And how do you do that? You end national sovereignty. And how is Obama ending national sovereignty? He's putting us deeper and deeper in debt so that the IMF will have to bail us out, and then we will lose national sovereignty right there. In one fell swoop, we no longer will control the destiny of this country, which will put us in their hands. And then they'll control our fuel, natural resources. All with the end goal is to lower the population on the planet. What's the reason for corn ethanol? Corn ethanol is a means. To what end? To lowering the population. It increases food prices so that people, because corn is a staple, it increases food prices in third world countries and people starve to death over it. That's true. It was talked about when Bush was president, but it's not talked about at all now. Do you understand? This is all about controlling the population on the planet. And we need to see that for what it is. It's not about saving the planet. It's not about a cleaner energy. It's about population control. God bless America.